Here's John. Let's see what John has to say. John's joining me right now. Big thanks to Johnny Mac for stepping out tonight in a random breaking news bit. John, what's going on, man? What the heck is going on with this?
Yeah, I mean, it was a situation where Jaire can confirm he informed the team today that he's stepping away for now. He's not claiming retirement yet, but he's having a lot more trouble with this knee than had been let on. So I think from the standpoint, you kind of saw it when the Eagles ruled him out Saturday. The goal was to sort of get him ready later in the season. And hopefully, you catch lightning, and he would have been able to help at that point. It was never going to be about immediacy. They were trying to get him healthy. He cited both physical and mental health reasons, so obviously he's dealing with it from that perspective as well. So he's going through some stuff, and it's unfortunate, but I warned people this a number of times, big name trap, and not from the standpoint of descending. He's not healthy. He's not the same player he once was, and wasn't going to be, at least early. And as I said, the long-term goal was maybe if Adoree Jackson failed, if Kelee Ringo failed, if Jacorian Bennett failed, maybe he would hit. So you got those four corners, and maybe one of them would sort of latch on to that cornerback 2 spot. And I think Adoree Jackson played pretty well last night, certainly his best game as an Eagle. But, a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, John, I don't really think it makes a huge impact on the field. I just kind of thought it was like weird news, you know what I mean? Like trade from a week ago.
Nobody expected it. Nobody expected it coming.
Yeah.
So. But I mean, and it's interesting because he was here last week and he was very excited, and he seemed, a little bit reborn to get back in a situation where maybe he was wanted and needed, and the mental part of it is tough. And who knows? Maybe he had a setback with the knee, maybe the grind, and but
if the knee was that bad, how did he pass the physical?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of guys in the NFL play through a lot of things, and it's not like a physical for 100% perfection. It's, can you play? And he played a little bit in Baltimore. He had been a healthy scratch recently. They described him as a healthy scratch, but clearly he's nowhere near 100%. But if you held up, think about how many surgeries Landon Dickerson has had in his life at this point. I think he's at 13. So their physicals are sort of like, can you hold up to the rigors of the NFL? It's not like about a perfect bill of health. So I think that's, one thing people should understand. So, and he passed the physical in Baltimore, and he passed the physical here. So, I mean, he's capable of playing. He was playing there, but the part is this is a 2-time former like I said, he was at one time one of the best cover corners in the NFL, and to not be able to perform at that level probably is messing with him a little bit, as well. So. From a football standpoint, you don't want to be harsh, but I don't think it's going to impact the team. I didn't think it was a big acquisition to begin with, and you feel for a player who's still only 28 and was a high-level player, and he may never get back to that standpoint. But he did phrase it as getting right, mentally and physically. So, maybe if he takes the rest of the season off, maybe he can come back somewhere else down the road, and be healthier, and become a better option for somebody. But yeah, that's just one you chalk up as a dart throw, and it didn't work.
Yeah. John, just real quick clarity on this. A lot of people are asking me. I told them it's done and dusted, but you'll be able to speak more clearly on it than I will. that pick that we sent for Jaire, that thing is gone, right? There's a no refund policy. Eric DaCosta has blocked Howie's number now that the deadline has passed, right?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I mean, that's uncertain right now, and I did ask already, but I haven't gotten an answer yet.
Oh, so
So I mean,
you're not telling me though it's definitive one way or the other.
no, well, the trade went through, so you would think it's definitive, but
Right.
I'm not. In this this happens so rarely. I can't
Yeah,
say.
right. This is a weird situation.
Yeah, I can't say 100%. So I did email Mike Signora at the NFL, and he'll get back to me eventually, but it'll probably take a little while. So it is a strange situation. So there might be some recourse. My guess is there won't be, but that's just a guess. I can't say that with 100% certainty. Um, and hopefully I get more clarity on that. But obviously it just broke. So, um, and I think it was remember I believe they gave up a 2026 sixth.
Yep, that's what
They
it
were
was.
also getting a 2027 seventh. So if
Yep.
they're going to get back that sixth, they're going to have to get back the seventh, obviously. So,
Yeah.
but I think it'll stand. But that's just like I said, that's just my speculation because this is sort of I think it'll be regarded as sort of an act of God, as you said. He passed the physical. He was playing in Baltimore. My guess is it will stand, and it will just count as just something out of left field that happened. But I can't say that with 100% certainly, but I'm pretty confident it'll shake out that way.
Yeah, John, real quick, two final questions for you. I'll let you go on. Appreciate you checking on tonight. Didn't expect to be doing a breaking news hit. Did the fact that it was Green Bay this week have anything to do with this? No, right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
I mean, when he wasn't traveling, I thought, well, maybe they didn't want him to go through going back there and all the rigmarole because he's not going to play. But not anything nefarious. I mean,
Yeah, right.
of not getting shut down. Um, but it was mainly, it was mainly health related. When they did rule him out. The news sort of behind the scenes was they wanted to make sure to get him on the right plan, to get the rehab plan, to get the knee as healthy as possible to help later in the season. So it was definitely health related more than certainly Green Bay had very little to do with it.
Yeah. John, final question here. Do you think the Eagles will try and bring in another body? Like Asante Samuel Jr. got signed to the Steelers practice squad today. Not to say that would be the name, but no, right? They're just going to rock with who they have on the
No.
book, right?
Well, Ja'Cory Bennett, tomorrow's the last day they have to activate him off that'll be the last day of his 21-day practice window. So I was a little bit concerned that maybe they would just keep him on injured reserve because they have to make a roster move to put him on there. But now that Jaire's not going to be in the mix at all, um, it's pretty much 100% certain he's going to be activated tomorrow for practice. So he'll be back, and yeah, you're going to roll with the Dory, Jackson, Keely Ringo, and Ja'Cory Bennett, and that should be enough. If last night is any indication, they got enough good players to mask a little bit of a deficiency at that position.
Yeah. All right, John. Good stuff, man. Thanks for doing it tonight. We're pretty weird though, man. Zadarius Smith hangs up the cleats on this team, and then Jaire Alexander just walks out, John.
Well, I'm sure you'll have the people that they can't stand the environment and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he just got here and he was very excited to be here.
Yeah.
So clearly he's going through some stuff, and specifically, mental health, and you saw what happened with Marshawn Nealon last week, and a lot of people are dealing with stuff. These guys aren't video game players, and they're human beings, and he's clearly having trouble with his physical abilities declining, and maybe that's affecting him. So
yeah. It's
one of those things. I always go back to Bill Parcells, the greatest line ever. Advice to coaches: 4 or 5 things happen every day in the NFL you don't want to happen, and if you can't deal with it, get another job.
Yep, so true. John, thanks for joining tonight, brother. I'll talk to you in the morning on Birds 365.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, thanks, J-Mac. There's Johnny Mac, John McMullen, joining me right here on a special breaking news edition here tonight. Appreciate John for taking some time to give us some clarity. So interesting, I do think John did say he can't with 100% certainty say yet on the pick. So we'll kind of keep you posted on that, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get that pick back. Obviously, hope Jaire is good. Happy to get John in here to give that information. Weird. Jaire Alexander gone. Love all you guys, man. Appreciate everybody for being here tonight. Little special breaking news. It's now 7:53. I got to watch the Sixers tonight. So let me get out of here. I got to do some work. I'm going to toss on the Sixers in the studio back here. All right, let me show you guys. I got the TV over there. There it is, the TV. I'll be tossing the Sixers up on there. All right, tossing the Sixers up on there. Got the sweatshirt on. Love all you guys, man. Hit the like button. I'll catch you guys in the morning for another live stream. And if you're looking for more content, I got a bunch of posts still to make on the channel tonight. We'll have, obviously, my segment with Cilio was great today. We'll have Mark Tressman. I'll post him up. He was excellent. Cilio's reaction. I just posted up Underdog, who joined the show last night. So plenty of content on the channel will be going up. Appreciate all of you guys. Curtis, I'll wrench you up tomorrow when I'm back on YouTube. I'm on StreamYard now, so can't do it from here. But appreciate all of you guys. And hit that like button on the way out. If you missed the show, Brandon, you just checked in, rewatch from the beginning, and I also just had Johnny Mac on. All right, so he gave me some clarity as well. Hit that like button, everybody. See you next time.
EAGLES Eagles.